Hey Gen Z, it's time for my weekly dumping on you, so here we go. You're lucky that this is all taken off, otherwise you'd see my ass right now. I did actually pull down my pants, roll the intro.
A better you starts today.
Look, Gen Z, I do really like shitting on you because you do seem to be the only generation that's like, yes, give me more, I know I suck. And it is because of the phone, which I'm trying to get you off, but you just won't do it, will you? Because you're a crackhead. Accept it, and just also accept that, my God, I don't know what I can change or what I can't change. Give me the power to accept both. Just accept that you can't change any of it. Anyway, now that you've got something on your phone to have some actual substance, here's something that separates you from everybody else because you're watching this now, and aren't you a very special little snowflake for doing so? Emphasis on the word snowflake, you bunch of soy boys. I have been doing some more reading of you guys. You are by far the most negative generation that has ever come about. In fact, how's this? I think you're getting dangerously close to about half of your generation hating themselves. You go to boomers and it's about, I think, 12%. Everyone else, just as awesome as I was in 1975 when I was 10. Fuck yeah, my prime. And then you go to it keeps going down. Gen X, yeah, I'm amazing. I'm just going to be in the corporate world as a rebellion to daddy for being a hippie. And then it comes to our generation, and then we kind of know that we're a bit shit, but we still got a lot of affirmation at school about how great we are. And then you guys, because you just sat there instead of paying attention to your teacher that was like, hello, you're great. You're like, shut the fuck up. I'm watching fucking Mr. Beast try and put his head up his ass. I did it, yeah! That's what's happening to you. I think you know that. I think you know that you don't like yourself. You also think that the future for you is going to be worse than any other generation has been ever. Now, there's a couple of things that I want you to start doing immediately to argue with that, which is, no, it's not. You can be a millionaire at 15 for doing this. That never happened. I'm sick to death of you people saying, like, we got the short straw in life. You got it good in a lot of ways. I'm telling you now. There was a meme that was circulating for Gen Y. Think about how tough we had it for a long time. It was just a picture of Neo in the Matrix with all the ones and zeros behind him going, yeah, with the shit graphics. Now, well, yeah, okay, there's going to be a bunch of film nerds going, it's very good for the time. Yeah, well, so is Toy Story, and look at it now. Looks like fucking Mickey Mouse. That is my honest opinion on the subject. But also, this meme was just showing Neo there, and then it said, born too early to be a millionaire from TikTok, born too late. The other way around. Born too late to be a millionaire on TikTok, other way around. Anyway, the other one's buying a house, and then the one in the middle is born just in time to get a $1.99 ringtone. That was our future. Yeah, I'm just lucky that I'm a permanent man-child, so I just latched onto YouTube at the last second. It was like, take me with you. But there's a bunch of people from my generation that could have been me that just weren't because they weren't agile and looking for answers and opportunities enough. Here's my main point. If you think that the world is going to be bad, it will. It just does. If you're angry, you just keep looking for more reasons to be angry. If you think that the world is out to get you, you are going to think that the world is out to get you. What if you flipped it on a dime? And you can. We've gone through this before. Let's just do the quick reminder of it. If you ask yourself, what have I got to be grateful for in life? You're going to start thinking of that. If you start thinking, what am I happy about in my life right now? You're going to start thinking about that. What do I enjoy about this situation? That's always a great one because it's always good to just be around instead of just in your head. Old saying, write it down again. If you are in your head, you are dead. Yeah? You want to be externalizing all the time and you want to be around in your environment thinking about what is around you. Why do you want to be doing that? Because here's how you guarantee that your life is going to be magnificent. As in, you're going to be proud of your life when you're on your deathbed, and you're going to be rich or famous or whatever you want in life. You will get it. Because as Zig Ziglar once said so well, just remember this. Before we even get into it, just know that about 90% of the population do the exact opposite of what I'm teaching you to do by watching these videos over and over again and just hammering it into your dumb teenage minds. Because until you're about 25, this is another thing about the quarter life crisis. Until about 25, your entire life is just like, oh, my life, me. And then as soon as you hit 25, you're like, oh, my sister exists. And we're gonna fuck. No, but then you look around and then everybody else, then you start saying the world good. That's what happens. You start noticing that other people exist in the world. It is good to get this in your head before you get to the point of, oh shit, I'm not the center of the universe. That's a big part of the quarter life crisis. We'll get to it in a second. But what I want you to understand, I really want this drilled in your head. What separates 90% of the population from the 10% of the population? And we are talking about people that started at the bottom of society. How did they move themselves up? What were they doing? We say it all the time. They were providing a service. They were providing a service better than anybody else, and therefore they went up. Not even better than anybody else. They were just providing a service that was needed. That is what is the difference between the two people. And you can do it rich, you can do it poor. Yes, it's harder to do it when you're poor. Shut up about your lot in life. I grew up poor as well. You can get out of this situation. Whatever situation you are in, if you focus your mind on that direction, you will get out of it. I can guarantee you. Don't listen to naysayers sitting there saying, it's the system's fault. It's like, yeah, look, if you are allowing the system to dictate your life, you will get the results of that. Another Brian Tracy quote. It's brilliant. Write this down if you've never heard it before. If you don't have goals, you are doomed to be the subject of those with goals. You know, if you have an aim in life, you're going to go in that direction. I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. I have people all the time that come to me and they say, like, I lived in like the favelas, you know? I lived in the ghetto. I don't anymore. Because of this channel. That's why you should sign up to Jordan Shanks if you have the money. Ding. You should, though. Seriously, like having a coach sitting there saying this stuff to you all the time, it is very important. But what separates them all the time, and I want you to write this down, this is very important. 90% of the population think about, what do I need? 10% of the population thinks, what does the world need? That is what society is built on. Those people that are contributing and thinking about how to contribute to the world. And it gives you a sense of peace. It gives you a sense of beyond happiness. This is the other thing. When people always say to me, are you happy? Are you scared? Look, when I'm in flow, when I'm really working on friendly Geordies or I'm working on this, I don't think about, oh, did you mean comment to me today? Oh my God, someone burnt my house down. Like, if honestly, burning a house down and a mean comment to me felt about the same. Someone writing a snarky article in the press, I'm still that one always. I'm just like, I'm going to fucking get you. I'll rip your fucking whiskers off your fucking cat. Yeah? So I think that is what separates them. And it's very obvious when you speak to people, isn't it? Go to the next party and then listen to what people talk about. Because people just, when they're free-flowing, it's where their head is at. You ever notice that? When people are just free-flowing, this is when you make a inane, shitty chit-chat interesting, because you can figure out what people are thinking most of the time. And most people are thinking about very drab little problems that they have in their life. Interpersonal little gripes. Carrying to bit. That kind of stuff. I want to get shoes, but they're expensive. It's that shit. What about if you were thinking about, how do I get her the shoes quicker? Yeah? How do I make a Jimmy Brings of Ugg boots? God, that would be just as popular as a alcoholic brand giving you booze to your doorstep, wouldn't it? Yay! Something that was popular in 2004. Oh my God, the stocks are higher than Google. But this is what I'm saying. That 10% are focused on what they can offer the world. I will tell you now, my life changed when I started asking, what does God want me to do? And I know that sounds stupid to especially a very cynical, snarky Gen Z audience. But whatever, okay? I was using that word. You can use whatever you like. But when you start asking, how can I serve God? You know, how can I serve the universe? How can I serve the world? Your life changes very quickly because you start seeing gaps. Why do you think Friendly Geordie started? Started originally because I was just like, I want to be a comedian. And look, that was accomplished. Why was it accomplished? Because I was surfing. Why have I stayed relevant when there's been so many people of my contemporaries that have just fallen off, as they say? Because they're not serving anyone. Like, all of their stand-up is just about themselves and how awesome they are and how everybody else is stupid. It's the same thing as musicians. So many songs about musicians are so self-serving. And like, yeah, maybe the tune gets people there, but like, it's always like, "If I'm higher, they ruined my life. I did absolutely nothing wrong." So many comedians that are like that as well. They're not using their art form to illuminate the world. They're using it to illuminate themselves. It's pathetic. It's really pathetic. It just shows a very mentally undeveloped person, essentially a child. It's something that needs to be endlessly reminded to people all the time, right? Like, if you want a good life, you have to make other people's lives better. Once you do that, and when you start focusing on that today, because there are things that you can be doing right now to do that. Look, every second that you are not focusing on yourself, 99% of the time that you're depressed because you're thinking about yourself. When you're thinking about how to serve others, you will see how much you step up as a human being. You become someone better. You just do. When you're thinking about how to serve them, whether that be in the business world, whether that be in the charity world, look. As I've always said, write down your talents. What are your talents? How can that serve the wider community? That is the recipe to success. You follow that path. When people say, I don't know what you're doing with my life, that's what you're doing with your life. It doesn't matter if you get rich after that. You should get rich for doing those things. You should, and you will. Because if it's a necessary service, people will pay you for it. Not just that, you'll feel amazing. You'll feel better than amazing. You'll feel at peace. Your soul will be content. There's so few people out there that have a content life. It is sad. It's truly sad. The people that do not heed my advice now, it is very sad looking at their future 10 years from now, 15 years from now. They are just these hedonistic zombies looking from one vagina to the next to just poke it in, felt warm for a second. That's their life. And it's like, look, everything from getting the puss or that little next, like, you know, ecstasy shot or whatever. Ecstasy shot. I feel so happy now. Anything like that, you are always going to feel low after you have gotten the high. Because there's nothing that is you can trot towards in that. There's no journey. There's no path there. You just aimlessly go, no, that stimulus felt good. That stimulus felt good. You want to eliminate most of your problems. You want to be a far more sane person. A lot of it is, what's insane? We've been through this, I've got to say it again. Insane people use the word I 10 times more than the average population. How can you serve the wider community? How often do you ask yourself that? Is your job serving the wider community at the moment? Because I honestly think that a lot of the time when people are saying, I want to look for a job, you don't want to look for a job. You want to look for a calling. You want to look for something that you can do that can, you know, leave a mark when you die. And you're just like, I did that. I contributed that little. The world is a little bit better because I did that. And then your soul goes. It's nourishing to the soul. It's not just mentally stimulating, which it always is. It's not just physically stimulating. Like, you will, a lot of the things that I'm always talking about, all of these little tips, like, you know, most people when they say you should put some plants in the background, they were like, that's stupid. And why? Because they do not live an inspired life. There's nothing really driving them for greater things because they have a job that is very menial. I'm not looking down on people with a menial job. I'm saying that if you're watching this, you at least have something yearning inside you that wants more. The absolute fundamental base level of that is, what can you do well? How can you serve the community? Have you ever sat down and wrote it? Write down a mission statement. For God's sakes, write down a mission statement. What is a mission statement? A mission statement is you writing down personally what will be guiding you, what values, what virtues you'll be seeking, what you're going to be doing. Like the company mission statement, exactly the same. I know they sound lame, but write it down. Tell me you don't feel 10 times more empowered, stronger after doing it. You do. There's something about writing these things down, doing these stupid little activities. It really does just give you the fortitude to go, yep, and move forward. I can guarantee great things for you if you do that. I can also guarantee you them quicker if you sign up with Jordan Shanks, so I can keep reminding you and hitting you instead of you just being like, yeah, and then going on YouTube again. Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, that is a big fish tank. That's my YouTube. I like fish. But instead of that, there is somebody sitting there over and over saying, do this, do it. I know that this is repetitive. I know that it is boring, but that is the path to mastery. Mastery is repetition. Tony Robbins quote, repetition is the mother of skill. So you can sign up to that, or you can just keep watching this free self-help material. I don't really care, but I do want you to be part of that 10%. I think that the fact that you're watching this and that this content is resonating with you, you can do it. You are one of those chosen few, and it is a waste. It is an absolute waste of your short time on this planet every day that you are not doing something towards it. And it feels like it too, because once you're on that path, you'll look back and you'll think, why didn't I get on this path sooner? People in the comments, tell me if you are doing a job that contributes to the wider community, how much better do you feel about yourself? When it is that nice little integration between I'm good at this, society needs this, bam, isn't the sky the limit? You tell me. I'll see you next time, hopefully on the Jordan Shanks Patreon.